Hi, we're going to talk about Libra today, Libra Rashi, and seeing how the chart is. So remember, when we look at any ascendants, we always look at like the relationship between the ascendant lord and other planets. That kind of paves out how the houses are for that person. And it's always like on a blank chart, you can kind of see how the sign is situated and what signs is before, after, and aspects in it, and that gives you an idea about the sort of situation in life for that particular ascendant. And then obviously in their individual signs charts, they will have all the aspects, conjunctions, dashas, etc., which fill in more things anyway. So let's have a look at a chart. Oh, crikey. Here we go. So let's do, and I think I might need to just, I'm going to get rid of myself and do this. So right, I'm just going to actually make this into, right, let's make the ascendant to Libra. I hope you're all well today. So here we are. This is like a Libra ascendant. And as you can see, we have, like, for example, this, I sent you like, there was a PDF that I did upload last night about this. So very simply, when you go through, so Libra ascendant will have Virgo and Scorpio the other side. So it's got a benefic sign one side and a malefic sign the other side. However, Venus is friendly with Mercury and also with Mars, and it's also aspected by Mars. It's going to be aspected also, although I know there's no, you've got to think this is going to be a blank chart, so we're going to pretend there are no planets there. So in terms of like, because these are like Saturn signs, so the aspect will be from there. Saturn's 10th aspect will be on the ascendant. And equally, we also will have like, so it has got more malefic kind of aspects to it than not. So here we are. So Libra ascendant, basically, I'm just going to kind of use my notes that I've done. So it's a third movable Rashi. So Aries, Cancer, and Libra. It's an air sign, this one, so it loves communicating. It's got 3 nakshatras in there. Starts with Chitra. Some of Chitra, because it's the other part, is in 2 padas are in Virgo and 2 are in so the first 6 minute 40 of Libra is Chitra, and then the next 13:20 is Swati, and then the remainder will be in Vishaka, and Vishaka goes between Libra and also Scorpio. So basically it's has got a diplomatic nature, basically, and people with this tend to really want to be getting on with other people and have relationships. Is massive part of their personality and the theme of their life. So let's have a look at what happens then. So the fact that it's actually sitting between these two and being aspected by 2 malefics, both of them are friendly with it, but nonetheless, so this malefic aspect, it means that they rise young at age, so they mature quite fast, but then also the middle of their life can have some downfall, setbacks, and then they rise again in later life, because obviously Saturn's aspect means that, basically they just then improve, things will improve. So with age and with experience, this is obviously what happens is also the seventh sign of the natural zodiac, Aries being the first, so this is the 7th one, right opposite there. It is also masculine, so it has a lot of will to get on and do things, really. The 2nd house is a fixed house, so the movability of the ascendant means that the person is will not be so resistant in changing. They kind of like, they evolve. The evolving of the soul is not that difficult. And then we have, this is second house, Scorpio. It's obviously, it's a fixed sign and it's emotional sign, so emotional attachment to money. And so this house is obviously, it's wedged between two benefic signs. So this is ruled by Venus, this is ruled by Sagittarius, is ruled by Jupiter, and it's aspected by Venus again, but it's also aspected by Saturn. Saturn's 10th aspect from there will be on there. Also will be aspected by Mars as well. So it gets lots of aspects, that house. So for them, the second house being a fixed. So this is they can therefore gain family happiness. Saturn also can create bickering between them, and that could, and these individuals can be wasteful with their money too. But they also can save because their second house is a fixed sign. They tend to have good speech, but they will be blunt because it's ruled by Mars. But they're not what they're not the greatest orators in a sense, because it is, after all, ruled by Mars. The third house is located between two malefic signs, so between Scorpio and also Capricorn. So this is their third house, and it's been aspected by Mercury too. So this, what does that tell you? Is that Mars and Jupiter are obviously friendly, therefore they have brothers and sisters, and however, it's sitting between two malefics. So you can also see that there is not much give and take between the siblings. There could be quarrels and things. And Librans are just generally not very brave because their third house is ruled by Venus. And Venus is unfriendly towards, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is inimical with Venus. So they're not very brave. Normally, if a benefic rules the third house, the person needs to develop being a bit more willful and get what they want in life, that kind of stuff. And then their fourth house is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, obviously, and this is a movable sign. This is the fourth house is obviously ruled by Saturn, hemmed between Jupiter and Saturn as well. So Saturn's sign Aquarius, Jupiter's sign Sagittarius, being aspected by the moon. And so you can see that basically this gives them good and respectful mother because of the nature of Capricorn. But obviously they may not be available to their children, or they could, the mother can be either has left or passed away, has been ill, something like that. But there isn't that much understanding between mother and the child, really, because obviously Saturn rules Capricorn. It's quite rigid, sort of, it's quite a conservative sign, really. So it's more about doing than feeling. So that's not very, it's quite cold sign, really. They can be excitable or irritable, or both, if you like, as a result of the situation there. Moon gives them the capacity to overcome emotions, but they're not generally revengeful or even vengeful. So fifth house Aquarius there, so it's between Saturn and Jupiter, aspected by the Sun, and also aspected by Mars as well. So it has got quite a lot of harshness to that sign, really, and it's also ruled by Saturn itself. So you can see that they're fairly intelligent, but they have bad luck at times. They love children, but somehow they don't get the happiness they want from their kids. And they love power and position, but fail to exercise them just because of all the malefic things going on there. And with the sixth house is ruled Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is not a good planet for them. It's hemmed between Saturn and Mars, which is actually pretty good, and aspected by Mercury. So it's always good when a harsh sign is actually, you know, that's not sign, this is like the house is actually hemmed between two malefic signs. So it just means basically the sign has the aspect of Saturn as well from there. 1, 2, 3 aspects there. So it just means that generally they're disease free, or they're able to navigate their way or steer away from death. So they can deal with the sixth house stuff quite well because of all the malefic things going on there. And also don't forget that Mercury aspect in it as well. Mercury gives you the intellect and the practicality to deal with things. They can travel abroad because obviously this is the natural sign of the 12th sign of the zodiac. Also they rule third house travel, and also Mercury rules the 12th house. They generally travel abroad and collect powerful enemies. So enemies, because sixth house is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is like obviously powerful people. And yeah, so if Jupiter is strong or Venus is exalted in this sign, so service and humility to females will be helpful. Then, oh, excuse me, I don't know what I did there. Okay, so seventh house for them is Aries. So Aries obviously is ruled by Mars, is between two benefic signs, which is Pisces and Taurus, ruled by two benefics, aspected also by another benefic, Venus. So it also gets aspect of Saturn as well, third aspect from there. So basically it just says that they normally marry well, but could end up having more than one marriage, obviously, because it's got that aspect, you know, the Saturn aspect can give them like more than one. And so they do better marrying later in life. So that aspect of Saturn delays things. And if they delay it, then they do well. Eighth house, which is for them Taurus, is aspected. It's obviously between Mars sign and also Mercury, aspected also by one thing I forgot to say, also their seventh house gets aspect of Jupiter as well. So that's the reason why it can give them a good marriage, happy marriage, but also they can give them more than one because it expands. So now their eighth house, so aspect from Mars, between Mars and also Mercury. So you can say here now that this is benefically hemmed. So it gives long, healthy life. They need to be aware of Mars though, because Mars aspect there can actually mean that they could have sudden things happen, you know. But you know, this also as the Mars aspect in there, any sort of issues with the eighth house, they can get over that quite quickly. Ninth house is Gemini, and it gets aspect of Jupiter. Also gets is hemmed between Taurus and also Venus, so it's like hemmed nicely between two benefics, and also got that aspect there, which is another benefic, and also gets aspect from Mars as well. So eighth aspect of Mars goes there from Scorpio there. So it just means that it's basically these people generally come from very respectable family, but their father can also, they could be lost or absent, or could end up having like a stepdad or something, because basically Mercury rules their 12th house as well. So the next thing is that we have 10th house, and also because of that, they could also, because Mercury rules their 12th house as well, they could actually not get parental inheritance. 10th house for them is Cancer. So Cancer gets aspect from Jupiter, nicely, and it's also their exaltation sign, Saturn there, and also aspect of Mars. Mars aspect on the 10th house is really good because it's where it's very logical. So here we are. So the 10th house is ruled by the moon. And so it's aspected by Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. Many people with this can be doctors and healers, but does not necessarily stops them from other sort of professions, but they're not very religious. So that's interesting, isn't it? 11th house is Leo. So Leo gets aspect of Saturn from Aquarius, and also it gets aspect of Jupiter by its 9th from there. And so this you can say the 11th house is ruled by the Sun, sits between Mercury and Moon, so it's between two benefic signs. So the house of wealth is being fixed as well, so they can also earn good money. However, because Sun and Venus are not friendly with each other, and it does get also aspect of Saturn, which is unfriendly, it shows that they're not paid enough for the amount of work and effort they put into their career. So, and then 12th house, which is House of Virgo, is aspected by Jupiter from Pisces, obviously, and sits between Sun and Venus. So this says that despite them earning well, they like spending the money in order to enjoy life, and they live beyond their means. So isn't it amazing how you can see all these things literally just from very, very very small little things that are happening in the just looking at the signs. So that in itself can tell you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing now. That's it for now. I'll do another video for you in a little bit as well. Thank you. Bye.